Back in August 2023, Ferner, a former developer, decided to make a tournament where people would have to be active within the TDS Legacy server to obtain the Archer Tower. Two people who are now banned, aka Golden Z and Jinx, if I'm correct, are the two main people to message farm the server, where Z managed to obtain 10k plus messages during that time, if not more. For Jinx, I'm not certain. But later on, Z would get disqualified for message farming. Before Z got banned, Ferno asked me to unmute 3 people for the Archer polls, as they were required to attend the poll and qualify for the next round to see who'd get the tower. However, I had to decline. According to Ferner, the mute was unfair because it wasn't intended, which is why she requested an unmute for those specific people. This led to an argument within my DMs, which got the higher-ups involved to say that it was a chain and that they won't be unmuted, so Ferner had no choice but to delay the voting. TDS Legacy was initially planned for release on August 12, 2023, but was delayed to August 14 due to the presence of numerous bugs and the game's unpolished state, resulting in a 2-day delay, and the development team agreed this to give them time to fix up any issues before the game gets released to the public. A few days later, the game had to be delayed again and was pushed for another 4 days, as there were bugs and in-game issues that still had to be fixed. Around 5:30 PM BST, my time, Bull said he'd release the game in an hour or two, which got everyone hyped up since it was supposed to release during that time. Unfortunately, the game had to be delayed again for unknown reasons, and the game will officially be released tomorrow as soon as Ferner wakes up. On the 19th of August, the game was officially released to the public, peaking at 1,800 players during launch, and had a smooth launch until it was shut down due to bugs, inaccuracies, and exploits, which made the game unplayable, resulting in maintenance for a few hours. Still, it was later fixed, making the game playable again before exploiters ruined the game, resulting in the game being put into maintenance. The TDS Legacy lobby testing was a testing place open to the public where people tried out the recreation of the TDS 2020 Spring lobby. The testing lasted 16 hours, which gave people plenty of time to look around the lobby. The elevators were non-functional because they were intended solely for aesthetic purposes, according to an ex-developer. This was the only time when open testing would happen in the TDS Legacy community. During the lobby testing, it peaked at 1 to 2,000 players. It probably peaked at 2,000 players by looking at it, but yeah, if it's wrong, then don't blame me for it. The hood irony was a server role, and only a few people were given this role for free in the TDS Legacy community. The only way to obtain it was by getting it from me or a moderator who has permission to give out roles. This role was so special that it had a giveaway and an application form released to the public, which will happen very, very soon. Trust me. This was later removed in a poll for unknown reasons, which is now lost media and will never be found. To give context on what hood irony is, on TikTok, hood irony is kind of funny. It mostly consists of the SpongeBob in Memphis video with walking/dancing silhouettes, sometimes not having the green screen removed for comedic purposes, and subscribe overlays all over the screen. This role exists in retro TDS, and I'm the only person who has obtained the role. The hood irony role is not going to exist in the TDS Legacy community, so fly high, hood irony role. The Z speech bubble was a way to bully Golden Z, or Z for short, since he was no-lifing message farming general chat when the Archipelago was still a thing. People like Cypix were among the few who created the speech bubble and used it against Z whenever he was online or used it at any time in general chat. Some speech bubbles were deep-fried, not as in food, images, or any type of image file that is visible, but this was a GIF. I do not remember if he was scared about it or not. This speech bubble against Z would continue until Z got banned for raiding the Toilet Tower Defense Discord server with 3 other members, which broke Discord's toes. The speech bubble would sometimes be used in general chat to bully Z in the server while he is still banned to this day. And no, Z, if you're watching this, you're not getting unbanned, as this has already been discussed twice via DMs and server. TDS, also known as Prehistoric Tower Defense Sim, was a tower defense recreation developed by Plox, the former owner of PTDS, and other developers in early 2019. This was in response to TDS Legacy being smited by below natural for stolen assets. The game was released, but it wasn't fully optimized and well done. Bugs were the main issue that prevented PTDS from being released to the public in full, and only one map was released during PTDS. PTDS would then be fully developed and released to the public, allowing everyone to try the game out. However, it would ultimately fail due to bugs that appeared throughout the game, primarily in-game bugs. This was then decommissioned because Plox no longer wanted to work on the game. He would transfer server ownership to another staff member and refrain from making any changes, which led to the server's decline and ultimately resulted in him losing control. The Cloaker role was another special role created by me and was given out by me, as it was the next version of the Hood Irony role, but it was later removed as it had no use, and Hood Irony was the better role than the Cloaker role. Only a few people were given out this role, mainly 3 to 4 people had this role before it was removed and only a few people knew about its existence.